Hello everyone. In today's energy talk, we will continue from the last time to study about measures to combat global warming on the demand side, the side that uses electricity. In the last issue, I mentioned that the most efficient way we can do something about global warming is to take action on the demand side, and in particular, electrification. So today, let us first consider electrification. Electricity is indispensable to our economy, society, and our daily lives. Do you know how much we depend on electric power? In Japan, electricity accounts for about 29% of final energy consumption. The remaining 70% comes from the direct combustion of fossil fuels such as oil, coal, and gas. And these figures are a bit surprising. While we feel that we cannot live without electric power, our dependence on electric power is only 29%. This is still high among developed countries. In the US, it is about 20%. And therefore, Japan is a country with advanced electrification. The fact that Japan's dependence on electricity is 29% means that there is still some room for further electrification. For example, the electrification rate in the household sector is currently about 50%. But if all houses were all electrified, the rate would be 100%. In the transportation sector, the current electrification rate is only 2.2%. But this figure will increase dramatically if electric vehicles become widely used. Now let's consider how much CO2 reduction potential there is through electrification. I explained that electric power can be used to run heat pumps to efficiently produce heat for heating and hot water. However, electricity is not good at producing high temperature exceeding 100 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the high temperature and steam used in the factories cannot be produced by electric power. However, the heat needed in homes and buildings can be made more efficiently by electric power. So, a 100% electrification is achievable here. Electrification is also possible in the transportation sector for automobiles and ships, other than aircraft. In fact, in railroads, locomotives have already been replaced by trains. Now, look at this table. This is a hypothetical scenario for the year 2050, assuming maximum electrification. On the far left is the status quo, where electricity accounts for 29% of total energy consumption. If everything that can be done is electrified, the second from the left, the share of electricity will rise to about 70%. Naturally, the amount of electricity consumption will increase significantly. But I would like you to pay attention to is the total energy consumption. You can see a large decrease, part A. This is right. The electrification saves energy. Again, because of high efficiency of the heat pumps and electric motors, energy consumption is reduced simply by electrification. It is like a magic trick. Then look at the two on the right. This shows CO2 emissions. Currently, about 40% of Japan's total CO2 emissions are generated from power generation. The right-hand side shows the case in which the increased electricity from electrification is generated from non-fossil power sources such as renewable energies and nuclear power, which would reduce total CO2 emissions by about 70%. Of course, this is a theoretical hypothesis, it is not easy to convert all houses to all electrified houses or to electric vehicles. It will also take time. And since we are aiming for net zero emissions in 2050, this is still not enough. However, I think you can see how demand-side initiatives, especially the promotion of electrification, have great potential for reducing CO2 emissions. In the next energy talks, let's study one by one about specific demand-side initiatives such as heat pumps and electric vehicles. Thank you, everyone. Stay curious about energy.